Nordstrom is debuting an online marketplace. According to Women's Wear Daily, Nordstrom's marketplace launch comes after the retailer last month said it planned to lean into its e commerce business. Nordstrom has partnered with Mirakl to facilitate its marketplace, allowing brands to set up their assortments on the retailer's website. Unlike other marketplace models, Nordstrom will handle customer care differently. Or, sorry, Nordstrom will handle customer care directly, ensuring
Directly.
a
Okay.
seamless shopping experience. Customers can return marketplace items to Nordstrom stores for quicker refunds, underscoring the company's commitment to service. Chris, what are your thoughts on this new marketplace offering from Nordstrom?
Like I love this. And so that's where like I look at the scale of the degree of, headlines. Like this one to me is like I think it's probably the most important one of the list that we've done today. And full disclosure, like I've been an advisor for Miracle now for quite a while, and I would still say that unequivocally that this is an important headline. And for me, and it all comes back to the question of one of my favorite questions that a guy I used to work with, Stefan Meyer, used to say to us all the time. He's like, "Who has the right to win?" And so I'm pitting Macy's against Nordstrom's in the marketplace
Mm.
question. And Nordstrom has higher product level margins that should enable them to make an omni-channel marketplace work more efficiently than Macy's. So I think when you look at marketplace to marketplace, Nordstrom has a right to win in that space. If the sales associates, for example, which Nordstrom's always gets a ton of credit for in terms of the quality, that each of them brings to the table, when they're not writing thank you notes, they can now be mining the marketplaces for suggestions. And in turn, they're better equipped to handle returns. I mean, there's all those stories of Nordstrom's associates going above and beyond to handle returns for Nordstrom's customers. So when you combine that with also the scale effects of doing a marketplace with retail media in the fashion landscape, who has better demographics in the United States than Nordstrom? So net, I expect this move to be fully accretive to Nordstrom's bottom line. And in fact, if it's working for Macy's, as the CEO, as Macy's CFO said very resolutely on the recent earnings call, I see no reason why it can't work for Nordstrom. And I can almost see no reason why a similar approach couldn't work for other category killers, like think like Tractor Supply or Dick's, if they get into the right product extensions and combine it with their retail media network efforts too. So I think I'm pretty bullish on this idea.
Yeah, I think that I'd underscore if it's working for Macy's, then it has to work for Nordstrom, especially because you look at the brands that are on Macy's, for just Macy's
Right.
flagship store in general, and then the brands that they're allowing into their marketplace are not, I think, creating the same desire. They don't feel as curated as the brands that Nordstrom is talking about bringing in. Cynthia Rowley, Adore Me, like these really well-known D2C brands that are not you're just not able to have the full like Nordstrom customer experience with these brands because a lot of them are online. And I think that bringing them into these marketplaces, again, very heavily curated by Nordstrom to make sure that they're filling in areas where Nordstrom is known for, lingerie and bras. Nordstrom is like a go-to for many people. And now they're just adding on this Adore Me assortment, 57 sizes, like they're just kind of
Right.
going above and beyond. It's not just like, hey, we're open for business. We're a marketplace. If you fit into the home furnishings category, the apparel, the shoes, like any of those categories, you're in, like Macy's says. I think Nordstrom's like, where are the strategic places that we can be filling in for our customers? And this is how we're going to portray these retailers as like part of this Nordstrom umbrella brand. And I also think I'll
Mhm.
be watching really closely to see what kind of share this starts to take then from companies like Farfetch, because I think Nordstrom now
Awesome
has
point.
the infrastructure to support these brands
Mhm.
and they have their loyal base of Nordstrom customers who can now get loyalty points for purchases from these companies. They have the things that you're talking about, like store services, like hemming. They have all these things that now are available to
They have
them on
stores,
top of
Ann.
they have stores, yes.
Like
And
they have a
that's
place to take returns. I mean, it's an awesome
right.
point.
Right. And yes, ultimately, I think it comes down to the returns process too. And like just having that level of comfort that when you're ordering from these newer brands, you can take it somewhere. You don't have to go through the hassle of trying to get it back and losing money in the process. So I,
Yeah,
I applaud this move from
the
Nordstrom.
the point about Farfetch is so awesome. You're dead on with that. That's great. I mean, yeah, they should be quaking in their boots, quite honestly, I would think, if Nordstrom gets a hold of this and does it in the right way.